All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Matty, what's up, brother?
Hey, Happy New Year, everyone. What's up?
Yeah, I just wanted. We were. I was talking to Matty a little bit early, and I said, "Hey, I know Bill Renane is going on at 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yes, sir.
We will get off before then, but we were kind of bored, and Matty wasn't doing too much, and I'm just sitting here listening to fireworks going off. But welcome in, everybody. I'll put the link in the chat here if anybody wants to hop on. You are definitely welcome. Tell us what you got planned tonight, what you got tomorrow, and we're just gonna have a good old time.
Hoping everybody stays safe tonight. I know it's rough. We don't even leave the house anymore, man.
Yeah, I know you hear. If you can hear those fireworks, they go.
Yeah, I can hear them. I can hear them. But yeah, we don't leave the house anymore. It's just too dangerous, man. There's too many people out drinking, doing stupid shit.
Yeah, you're not lying, Matty. You know, they can't drive too good while they're texting and watching the phone crap already. So, hey, drinking and texting and driving and trying to watch YouTube and stuff like that. But no, hey, did a lot of flying today. Me and Matt went out and flew. And look, Matt, he hit the goalpost, broke off his GPS, so we had to come back and solder it back. So we went back and we flew a bunch of batteries. Had a good time this afternoon.
That's good. I'm glad you guys. I'm proud of you, bro. I told you before. I'm proud of you. You're actually.
But he did. His GPS is right here. He hit the goalpost the second time and knocked it off. So he ordered it.
Yeah. Well,
we got a lot of people in. Matty, want to welcome in. I see who was first in here. Dusty, I think.
Let's see. Yeah, Dusty was first. Wedging Big was second.
Paul, yeah. Jody's in here. One of your buddies, Car Guy for Life, and he has been in here before.
Devin or Devon. I'm not sure how he pronounces it. I think it's Devin.
Of course, TJ is in here.
Tej.
Jody. Randy.
Come on in. Jump in here with us, Tej.
Lee Beasing is in the house. Paul.
As everybody notices, I have this simulcasting also on my channel.
John, the Connecticut Pirate. Jim's Drone.
See how it works.
Nightbot is always in here. He never misses the show.
Yeah, Nightbot gets timed out a lot.
So, Matt, you do some flying today?
I did indeed. Took the kids to the park for a little bit in the playground and did a little flying. I've been having some fun with a little whoop. I haven't flown analog in forever, but this little guy right here it's fun to fly around the house. Little analog whoop, little 1S 65 millimeter.
1S. Oh, I thought. Marcus, what's
up? Marcus.
Hey.
Oh shit! I better stop talking.
We just goofing off a little bit.
No more FPV, guys. No more FPV. It's over.
Camera drones rule.
Camera drones.
What's up, Marcus? How you doing today?
Just kind of getting back on my feet. Man, I got a little touch of the stomach flu. Oh, no bueno. No es bueno.
Yeah.
I had it just recently, and it was.
I think it's been a ton of people sick. I know that in the last couple of weeks. I guess it's
my whole family got it
together. Yeah, but man, it sure has. But I guess that's something we got to live with from now on. It looks like, and this time of year, cold and flu season anyway. So can't blame it on the COVID.
Here's the thing: you get to the holidays, you're around a lot more people, a lot of strangers, people you wouldn't, so there's more opportunity to get those kind of bugs. And and I think it has something to do with the fact that we came off of COVID and we were all kind of cloistered for a while. So now it's out there again. So.
Hey, when you think back, though, when you wore them masks a couple of years ago, you know what? You hardly got the flu or cold when you think about it.
True enough. But the other thing is, you also weren't out and about as much either. At least I wasn't, I got to tell you. But I don't know. So I suspect, Johnny, it's probably a little bit of both, right?
Yeah. You're right. It didn't go nowhere too much for a long time, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So. Marcus, any drone flying today or no?
Today would have been a beautiful day, but man, I'm telling you what, I literally was up all night last night, not having a happy time. So I slept till about noon. And then, it was a beautiful sunny day, but I just didn't get out. I did yesterday get out and I flew a classic. I got the original You'll appreciate this, Mr. Alfonso. I got the Johnny Mini SE out.
Oh, the Mini SE. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the DeMarco mini drone flew. You did a video last week on that one. I was wondering where the Johnny one was at.
There was method to my madness there, Maddie. I mean, I figure a lot of people got them under their tree.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, so I wanted to put something out so that people could say, okay, well, this is kind of how you do it. Not exactly a tutorial, but kind of step by step through what it can do.
There's a
Tammy, welcome in. I see Max, right. Jimmy Droning. Who else is in here?
When you did the beginner guide for the Mini 2, I knew exactly why you were doing it right away. I said, because of Christmas and people getting it, and updating your channel to the latest for new beginners to see the videos coming across on how to run these things. That was a great idea. Great choice.
Yeah, because I tell you what, I wonder how many of them are up in trees from last week.
Good point.
Well, yeah, it depends on. What cracks me up is those Holy Stone drones that they send me. I can't tell you how many people write me and they say, "Oh, mine went up and then it just took off and it went." I'm going, yeah, well, I hate to tell you, if you bought something besides Holy Stone, maybe that wouldn't happen. But you try and be positive.
Yeah. But my granddaughter got a little, I don't know, I guess it was an Amazon type drone, and I was helping her. We plugged the batteries in and stuff, and I was reading, and it actually had on there and the directions about checking before you fly. And I mean, this was like a little $30 drone or $35. So it's kind of, hey, at least that's good that's in there,
Well, let me add a couple things. Those toy drones are better than ever. They used to really be bad.
They've come a long way.
They have come a long way, and even some of the little cheapy ones, they actually fly pretty good, and if you follow the instructions, they're pretty easy to get up in the air and so forth.
Mr. Koopy, welcome in, Mr. Koopy.
There's old
Mr. FPV.
And I got the link here in the chat, guys. If anybody wants to hop in, don't be bashful. Hey, we're all friends here. We're just
speak for yourself.
In about an hour. Well, about a little bit longer than an hour, I guess.
Yeah, 10 p.m. So in about an hour and 20 minutes.
We're definitely gonna hop off before Bill does that. But the Carolina Air Shots, John, Connecticut Pirate, Michael, Fly Zone is in here. Ronnie, God bless America.
All the familiar faces.
Yeah, hey, that's good.
I love it.
Marcus, my son-in-law and I went out, man. We flew like I don't know, he probably flew about 8 batteries, and I flew all 5 of the Avata. So we had a good time today.
Hey, I give you a hard time about that, Johnny, but seriously, I need to get mine out. I want to get it out again and mess around with it some more. I mean, it's been probably,
what's that? The Avata?
The Avata. It's probably been July was the last time
I would love to see you do a video with your Avata skimming the Snake River Canyon walls. That would be cool as hell to see. Yeah,
I might do that. I like I said, I struggle with goggles. That's my big thing, really. So, but it's a great drone. I'm not,
I think it opened so many doors to people that, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I probably would have never learned on anything else. I'm not saying I couldn't have, but I mean, watching my son-in-law today, first he went up and he hit the goalpost of the rugby field, knocked his GPS off. Actually, it's right here on my computer. We were trying to print a little mount for it, but so it's always, we had to come back to the house and he resoldered it on, and then so anyway, it's always something. And Matty, you know how that is, because where we fly, we took the golf cart, so we was only a few seconds away. But
another idea I was thinking about for Marcus, I do understand, and I do know we've talked about it before, how you struggle with the goggles. Give it a try. We can plug OTG cables in from the goggles to a cell phone or to a tablet, etc. Try doing that and just fly with looking at your phone like you would a camera drone.
Yeah, I know. I've thought of that before.
See how that works out, man. That might help out a little bit better.
Yeah, of course. The thing is, the controls are on the goggles.
Right.
So that's there's all of those things happen.
Takes a lot to getting used to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I'll keep messing around with it, and hope we'll see what happens with the next generation. We don't know what those new goggles. Maybe they'll help me. Be more adjusted. I mean, who knows, right? So I'm not against.
Never know.
Marcus, do you sit down when you fly it, or do you stand? Or have
I typically sit down for the most part, or like I'll lean against the side of my truck or something.
Right, yeah. I got to sit down. I mean, I got to sit. Yeah.
Here's one thing, Matty, you do not understand, but you will. Is as you get old, this is no joke. I mean, people don't get. I always laughed at, but as you get older, your sense of balance just is not the same.
Everything, yeah. I 100%.
Weird, and
it happens to all of us.
Yeah,
it really does. I'm prepared for the day when it comes to where when I'm flying with goggles on, at some point I'm gonna have to start sitting down. I'm sure. I sit anyways just to stay comfortable, but if I don't have a chair,
Matty, you sit most of the time, don't you, Matty? I mean,
yeah, I just do it. I do it because what the hell's the point in standing if you can sit?
Yeah.
But I can sit, I can fly standing up, straight up, without having to lean on anything. I just choose not to.
Matty, so what's the next generation of FPV from DJI? What do you think's coming out?
I think honestly, Matty knows more than he can than he's going to tell us.
I think it's a hybrid, man. I really do. And I believe it or not, I know some friends that know more info about it, but I won't get anything squeezed out of them. This is just my personal opinion.
A hybrid, so internal combustion engine as well as
there you go. Rotary.
Runs on car battery. I don't know.
Little pull start.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a refreshed DJI FPV drone with ducts, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Hey, let me tell you what. I'll just make this statement right now. I have the need for speed, and if they came out with, like you said, a ducted Avata style that would do 100 miles an hour, dude.
How fun would that be?
You know how fast I would be putting the money down for that thing.
I mean, even that DJI FPV drone, the version 1 does 60 miles an hour in sport mode.
That's my point. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
manual. His ears must have been burning.
Who's?
You say FPV and look who shows up.
Oh, KC in the house. Your boys played good tonight, dude.
Oh my God! Yeah, 6 field goals. How about that? Let's not talk about football on a drone show.
Anybody watch my Dolphins get the shit kicked out of them?
I watched some of that.
Hey, Johnny, you gonna rename this show Drone Nation?
I'm in.
Hey,
there you go.
Flowmaster. There we go.
There you go.
Read it closely.
FPV Flowmaster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Rod, what's up, Rod?
There's the other FPV guy in the house.
Yeah. After this week, we'll be able to figure out how fast our Nazguls are going.
Yeah, I didn't tell Johnny that story about that.
I think I mentioned it this morning.
You said I think
I have a Holy Stone remote ID module, and I stuck it on my FPV quad because it shows the meters per second in speed, and I wanted to know how fast I was going.
Hey, Matt, I was going to tell you, Matt did try his today, his GPS. Sending it and letting it come back. I tell you what, that thing flew back and
wild, ain't it?
Oh yeah. The GPS rescue works.
Yeah, here it is right here. It worked so good that it even left it at my. Look at Joe Fotoleo. Don't set the neighborhood on fire, Joe.
I'm gonna tell Gianna. Tell Gianna not to. You'll light it up. Yeah. After talking about that GPS unit this morning, I think I'll definitely put that on mine.
It worked good, Joe. Matt tried it a couple times.
I have one on the way right now, thanks to Mr. Hot Rod there for doing some work on his quads.
He was telling us this morning on Drone
with a GPS module.
So my camera drones come with them already on there.
You got a point. That's a valid point, Marcus.
Marcus, what do you think the first camera drone from DJI will be this year? Will it be a Mini? Will it be maybe a Mavic 4? Or what direction you think we headed there?
I wouldn't even try and guess. I mean, a Mavic 4 kind of makes sense, but on the other hand, look at how long the Mavic 2 stayed in the market, and who knows?
3 years, right? They went 3 years before they
it might be a little early for a Mavic 4.
Lines in here, maybe. What do you think?
Well,
the Mavic 3 Pro was April, which is when I got mine. It was late April when the 3 Pro came out.
So the rumors that we've all heard are that they'll go even a little bit more professional with the next Mavic 4. which might be something that we're not even interested in, right? That would be out of our price range and really wouldn't do anything for a hobbyist, right?
A Mavic 4?
Possibly. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm just guessing if they put it, if it's $5,000 for a Mavic 4 or something,
Non-FPV speaking, I want to see an Air 3S next.
Oh my God. Just get your S and mark on the Air 3.
Get a marker.
So, Joe, I get that. And, I heard a lot of people say that when the Air 3 came out and Air 3S. But just because they've done it in the past doesn't mean they're going to do it in the future.
This is true.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep. It's true.
I'm getting bombed.
They're too much like Apple, though. They'll probably do it.
Well,
Nothing else.
I'm thinking that they will.
Yeah, they're in it to make money. Yeah.
Brad
Just
says
for the money grab.
Mavic 4, Avata FPV version 2. Yeah, that's possible.
Here's the thing. DJI can come out not even a year later with a brand new version of the same drone, and people are going to buy it because there's no one else to buy. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm
going to go out and get it for sure.
I mean, I could see it being a decent, going from an Air 3 to an Air 3S with maybe a 1-inch instead of a 1/1/3. Everybody did it with the Air 2. And when I upgraded the Air 2 to the Air 2S, I loved that decision. I absolutely loved it.
But here's the thing, though. Camera quality has gotten so good. Frick, I struggle to see the difference between my Mini 4 and
you're right, Marcus. You're right there. That backlit sensor on that. I mean, how much better are you really going to get? You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right there, Marcus. 100%.
I've been saying we've hit the plateau for about 2 years.
Yeah, it's right there.
The 1-inch sensors are sort of that threshold that once we hit the 1-inch sensors, everything since that has been minuscule sort of improvement in the camera.
Unless you're going micro 4/3, which is jumping up to more prosumer type levels.
Different class.
I'm telling you, I have the Mavic 3, and I would put my Evo 2 Pro against that thing any day of the week on video quality. There are cases where my Autel is better than that 430s.
Yeah, I mean, it's all. But see, here's the thing about the drone space, and everybody knows it, and I've said it numerous times. It's a very subjective conversation. It's precisely because what one person thinks might be good, another person can't stand, and that's just the way it works.
Randy,
well said.
Well,
the whole. That's with FPV drones too. Some people may think the O3 is better, and then other guys think that Walk Snail or something else is better. It's all subjective. But you got to admit, they're all good now. Everything's good. Everything.
Lon says, "Dream on, Matty."
Ha, dream on. Lon is over in my chat. Lon, jump over to Johnny's chat if you can.
I'll tell you what, though,
guys hear me?
Drones have come so far, and it's like I will say the Mavic 3 though has been out 2 years now? Has it? Yeah, since spin up, right?
Since spin up in 2020. Yeah, last year.
Yeah,
last year spin up. Yep.
Depends on which version. The 3 Pro.
Just the original.
21.
The original one.
Yeah. The 3 Pro was April of 23.
Because when spin up happened, it had just been announced because Kelly Shores got it from DJI right after it got released. That's the one that Ray Kelly.
Yeah, that's the one that Ray won.
Yep.
So where Marcus and Matty, I ask all of you, but what do you think? Where do we stand with DJI and the ban? I mean, did you see Russell's video a little while ago pop up?
Yeah, I saw the title and then decided not to watch it.
Yeah.
No, what did it say, Johnny? Can you give us a summary?
He was just talking about some legislation that's passing and now and it's fixing to be signed about consumer drones. Possible. I mean, it's against federal money, being spent on drones. So
when demand will drop. When they do ban them. Until then, I don't. People are going to buy them.
So the answer on that is, Johnny, that went through with the defense spending bill that they passed, and essentially anybody, federal, state, county, who gets federal funding cannot buy DJI. End of story. It's not
Right.
just federal; it's people that also receive federal funding as well.
Which is
Local
virtually
police
every
and
police
everything.
department,
Any
every
government agency, every
anybody that bought any department, it's got. I mean, even
So that's a done deal. That's signed and done. They're dead meat in that department. Now, there's one way around that I can think of, and this is where there's an opportunity for people in the community who want to make money.
DeMarco
doing the work,
Would be
doing the work for 'em.
outsourced to the police department. They could probably hire independent contractors to do that work for them.
Good point.
That could use DJI, but they're not using DJI. The contractors use. That's actually a way around this problem. So if you want to make money, there's an opportunity here.
They say they can't be bought, but can they be leased? You know, can they?
Well, I'll tell you firsthand, out of personal knowledge. My brother's fire department in the city of Tamarack down here owns an M30, and they did not shelf it, and they're not going to. They're still using it, and they're not going to stop using it because they haven't found anything that will compete with it for the price point. And it's just such a good drone.
And they got a habit of saving lives too, so they need the right tool.
They do. They at that point they're just. I asked them, "Are you guys using anything else?" He said, "No, we don't have anything else."
Hey, Joe, I got a question for you. Did that firework have remote ID on it?
Hey, yeah, it did. Yeah, sure the hell did.
I want to go to Joe's house. Looks like they're having a lot of fun.
Is that laying right there?
Yeah.
They're coming off. They're going off at my house or in my
telling
neighborhood now too.
Joe's
from over there.
Bam, Michael Belche, welcome in.
Michael Belche, what's up?
Belche,
Oh,
what up, dude?
Trucker Steve. I don't know where Trucker Steve is right now, but welcome in.
On the
DeMarco
road again.
Mr. Moore is in the house.
DeMarco.
So
Marco.
here's the other piece of this conversation. There's a two-sided coin here. You know, the U.S. is doing it to DJI and some of the other companies. But has anybody been paying attention what China's been doing to Apple?
Apple. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing the exact same thing for the exact same reason.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you something. The Chinese are right. I
Android.
know they're right. I used to work downstream from the NSA when I was in the military at the end of my military career. I'm telling you, the U.S. collects known vulnerabilities, and they do not tell those companies we collect them. And this is where the Snowden thing got out of command, because he released a lot of crap that we knew and how we were breaking in and weren't telling companies. So the Chinese aren't wrong on being fearful that the U.S. intelligence could use known things that are in there that hasn't been come out if something went down.
Hey, Lon makes a good comment. He says, heck, the U.S. is banning Apple Watches. There you go.
Yeah, but that's an IP.
Yeah.
That's an IP
That's
battle.
an whole IP.
They got two models, I think.
Wait a minute. That's actually happening?
Yes.
Well, they
Whoa,
got
I
to
didn't know that.
stay. They got to stay against it. So they're still.
I think they put it off or something. Is that?
Yeah, they just put it off. And,
I'm trying to remember. Is it
Is there a specific reason as
blood
to
pressure
why?
sensor or the O2 sensor? I
it's
forget
the
which
O2
sensor.
sensor. It's the
Yeah.
blood sensor.
That's
Right.
on the new Ultra and the latest. I guess it's
What
the
9.
what about the O2 sensor? What is it, a health risk or?
No. This other company
IP.
says they have a patent on it, so it's an IP.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
understand. Got it.
Yeah, it's just a patent fight.
Oh,
It's that Apple hasn't offered the guy enough money yet. That's what it is.
yeah, no,
No kidding. It's not like they don't have enough money to give them. So
Yeah.
Randy, you been doing any flying?
Yeah, I went out yesterday and flew the Skyliner. Flew it right into a tree again.
Skyliner. You got the Skyliner or the Skylight? You have the 5-inch, right?
Yeah, I got the 5
Yeah.
inch.
That's the Skyliner. Right.
Yeah, I flew it the other day and flew it into the trees, and it actually made it out of the trees. And then I took it out yesterday to fly it and flew it. As soon as I took off, it went right into the tree again.
What trees all, Joe?
You ain't flying if you ain't
They
landing in
bunch
trees.
of dicks.
Trees are dicks.
No doubt.
yeah, just say Johnny has a picture, or Maddie has a picture of me going over and picking my drone up after the tree jumped out and got me.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a picture of it. That doesn't mean it only happened once.
Well, that's true. It happened more than once.
It happened more than once. But
Ronnie says you got enough money to live the rest of this year, which is tonight. Yeah.
That's
Well,
funny.
let's see
I was just
here.
wondering why Marcus hasn't gotten one of these yet.
Marcus,
He's got the
Well,
Navy
we were
Speed.
just talking about that too. About him.
The FPV drone, I had one and I sold it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that thing rips.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that
feel
was-
sorry.
It's got all the safety features.
You were having all the issues with the goggles, right? Because those
That
came
one
with
had the
V2s.
original goggles,
The-
and I
the
really
V2s.
struggled with those. And
Right,
so
right.
I sold that before the Integra goggles came out and all that business. But yeah, yep, I hear you.
Sadly, Marcus is one of those where with the eyes is just it's
It's a
not
struggle.
much you could do. It's not much.
it is.
Nothing you could do about it. It just
Yeah.
is. What
I
it
actually
is.
like
So,
the V2 goggles better than the Integras. They actually fit my face better.
I do too.
and the screen's bigger.
I don't like the Integras and goggles. They fit my face weird. They pinch my
Just
nose,
got
and
a weird
the
face, that's all.
the screens are so small.
Yeah, they're
I
so
just I
small.
can't get used to them.
oh my God, Maddie, when you flew my baby hawk, and you were
I
you
was
were
pissed.
griping about my
I was-
screens.
I was bitching about it the whole time.
Yep.
I flew his baby hawk with the goggles,
goggles
too. I couldn't
too.
do it.
Michael says he loves the version V2. So yeah.
There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, I like the
V2s.
V2s.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with them.
No, not at all.
It's
But I
all
love
The
that
only reason
1080
I buy
boy.
Plus, now
the
you get it
Integras
for
is
cheap.
because you don't have to have your phone with them.
Yeah, well, let me tell you about the Integras. You know, I've been out numerous times with TJ where his battery on his goggles died and he couldn't fly until they got charged back up.
It
That's
does die
How many
pretty
flights
quick.
is he getting? I'm getting 8 to 10 flights.
I say to Matty,
on
we
the-
flew Matt flew about eight of 9 batteries a day. I mean, after that, I don't pretty well.
I don't know. I like them. The fact they don't have a barrel port to run a secondary battery. I don't know.
Yeah.
I fly 3 or 4 batteries and I'm ready to go.
Well,
inside.
you know, TJ though. TJ shows up to flying locations with all of his batteries already dead.
Well, yeah,
So-
because
There you go. There you go.
TJ
You know.
burned up my brand new Charger that day. The first South Florida drone meet up.
Right. He'll show up to come fly, and all of his Avata batteries are at like 40%. I'm like, TJ, you knew we were flying today, bro. Why didn't you charge them last night? Yeah,
That's hilarious. Shows up with some dead batteries.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
charged them up the week before.
The Integras is great for the Avata because you have the GPS and the goggles, and you don't need to connect the
Remote ID, right?
Unless you're
goggles
flying in an
too.
authorization zone.
Yeah.
Then you have to.
Well, yeah, you got to plug it in
Yeah,
regardless. Then,
Hey Johnny,
the
Yeah,
goggles
you guys
too
notice-
are great for
notice
pure
with the new
FPV.
update for the Air 3, when you go to take off, you got to hit that. You got a little screen that comes up, and you got to okay it to take off before you can actually take off.
On the Air 3?
Yeah, it said.
That's an authorization zone. I think.
no,
Pop
Yeah,
up.
when I did my update, it's I forget what it said.
did it?
It's like an authorization or something.
Yeah, you're in a geo
Yeah,
zone.
if you're in that, it will. But I mean, not where I fly.
I got a question for Rod.
Sure.
Rod, so I just got to thinking about this. The other day I did a video with the Mini 4 using the RC2 controller, right? And I was demonstrating how to change the home point from where you took off to where you are with the controller, right?
Sure. It's in the menu.
It wouldn't let me do it until I hotspotted my phone to the controller. Now, doesn't the RC2 have built-in GPS? Why would it do that?
You know, that's a good question.
Yeah, what?
Does it have GPS?
Does it have GPS is an interesting question
Here, I'm
because
gonna Google
you
that.
download the maps to it. Well,
But here's
yeah,
the
if you
thing:
can.
it'd have to for remote ID. It'd have to, right?
yeah.
It does have it. It's got it built in. It's
Flying
built in.
tips. It's not a restriction. It's flying tips.
Yeah, safety.
Oh, you can
tips.
turn those
You
off.
can
Just
turn
push-
that off. Yeah,
You can.
yeah. Turn
that
that
off.
sucker off, man.
You got to push where it says, "Don't show me this again."
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that-
Marcus, that's
that
probably
just
just a
keeps
little software bug.
After you update.
It says something about position hold. Like,
Oh, that's because you don't have a GPS yet. That's why.
no, it's done
Wait,
it
let me
ever
see
since
that.
I've done that update. Every time
Put
I
it up
fly.
closer. Put it up closer. Let me see that. In no position Or back it up just a little bit.
Well,
Right
yes,
there.
because the
That's just the pilot tips. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it looks like pilot tips.
But I'd never seen that before I did the update. Never.
I know.
Well,
It
that's
was-
they have apps. The app updates change from time to time.
I also
with
think
different
if you go into the menu, I think somewhere look under the safety menu. I bet you can turn that off.
Yeah,
Or
you
show
can.
those.
You,
And it
you
only
can.
came up after the
Right.
update, probably.
And, and
Now-
keep in mind the firmware update specifically says that they're going to overwrite camera settings. So it doesn't surprise me that they're overwriting that user setting about turning the tips off. The update
Yeah.
probably just set everything back to defaults.
Hey,
Now-
anyway, Rod, I'm going to experiment with that more on that return to controller because that doesn't make sense to me.
Right, it does.
Yeah,
doesn't.
it's almost
setting
as
to
if they
update
don't
that-
trust their own
that change
GPS.
all the settings.
I don't know.
All the settings would stay the
Chris,
same.
welcome in.
I'll tell you something weird that me and Bob Casey ran into that I have never seen DJI do before. He updated his firmware on his Air 3 when you got that update for the auto enhanced features and you got the vision assist and everything.
Right.
Well, he could not figure out why his quad would not arm. It would not arm. It wouldn't auto take off, sticks down, nothing. But everything worked. The camera worked, the camera settings, everything worked. Nothing in the menu was wrong. We tried to troubleshoot this for an hour. He uninstalled the app and reinstalled it because he had one version out of date.
Right.
It
That
was
makes
point
sense.
it was 0.13, not 0.14.
Jerry Bauer
Right.
says he's getting that message every time, so maybe they need to
Yeah,
update.
The outdated app stopped him from flying.
One of the first things I do when I do any kind of a firmware update is I always, of course, I always make sure that
Right.
the app is updated. Of course, now with the all-in-one controllers, that's not so typical. But if you're using your phone, you can force that update.
So, have you ever seen a DJI drone not fly because your app was not up to date?
That I've not seen. I've seen features
I've
not
never
be
seen
there.
that. I've
Yeah.
never seen them not arm because,
Yeah,
you were
because
not
if
up
the
to
features
latest.
were there, it seemed like it took to update. That's kind of
Yeah, but here's the other thing about that is who knows if he did an over the app update.
It was Wi-Fi, yeah.
Well, there could be a missing packet or something.
That's
screwed him
what I
up.
thought.
And
That's
then
what I
you
thought.
reload the app and boom.
Yep. So
You get
he
sort of a
changed-
failed install kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it can happen.
yeah, I've just never seen the outdated app stop you from flying. That is so wild.
Dre, welcome in.
That is
issues with the update
current for the Mavic 2 Pro. Huh.
And let's see, Jerry says I've checked everything. I can't find out why I'm getting that message, and it's all updated. Well, that's
What message is it? What message is it again?
It's the
What do you
same
get?
one that Randy was. It probably reset the turning off the tips. So you got to go back in and reset the tips. They're
Yeah, you
resetting
got to go in
They're
your
resetting
settings.
camera settings. Honestly, after you do a firmware, you should probably go through, especially the safety video, and check everything
Yeah,
and
check
see
your
what
Randy,
defaults may have been changed
You gotta
back.
make me do it, guys.
Randy, go into your profile. Do not go into camera view settings. Go into your profile settings on the main page, and it should give you an option to turn off the safety tips or
I'll
the
check.
quick tips or something, whatever
I
they
think
call
I
it.
read in the firmware updates that it said it put in a feature where it does not reset all your camera settings.
Oh,
Right.
and Jerry says he's gone through everything.
So, have you pushed one of those buttons when you were to come up, like in ADDI mode or whatever it said? Have you ever pushed one and then it keeps popping up?
No, I just hit the no position hold and it goes away.
But then it comes back up when you restart.
Yep, every time. Well, yeah, when you restart, it comes back up every time.
That's
Push
weird.
the other one then and see what it does.
Maybe GI thinks. John Flynn says maybe DJI thinks we need tips. Yeah.
Why are they making
I think
everything
I think it probably reset the pilot tips, quick tips,
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
they call it thing.
I'm
Is
gonna
what I
fire
think
mine up
happened.
and tell you.
Yeah.
All right,
Those
let's
quick
see.
tips are not in your settings of the actual camera interface. They are in your profile
On the Flyer
What-
app,
where your flight
That's
logs
right.
are.
That's right. Good call, Maddie.
Let's go. Look, old Maddie.
I still remember, man. I haven't flown a DJI drone.
Maddie knows one or two things.
He does. He knows.
Well, that
Hey,
that
as long as it helps
update,
me.
if you read the update at the end of it, it says check your camera settings because they're resetting the camera settings. It specifically
Right.
says that in
Yeah,
that
turn the
firmware,
tips
in the
off.
text for the
See what
firmware.
it does.
Let's
Say
see.
again.
Okay, he's flipping.
Yeah,
Was it
turn the
on?
tips off.
All right, turn it off now. Go into your camera interface real quick.
Yeah, turn
You
them
got it off. Yep, I see it.
Yep.
All right. Now go
All
into
So it was
camera
turned.
view.
So it was turned on, Randy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was turned on.
Jerry Bauer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jerry's in here.
Tell me
I'll
if it
bet you
pops
the
up now.
update turned it on for you.
Nope, still came up.
Okay. Push the other one. Don't push the position hold one. Push the one on the top.
All right, I'm gonna read it to you. It says install aircraft propellers correctly. It is recommended to choose an open field to fly. Select hover mode. It says normal mode. That's what I pressed. Normal mode recommended.
Right.
What's up? What's underneath it?
No
No
position,
No
Position
position
hold.
hold.
Flight safety tips.
See, I
That's
just,
the one you pushed is normal mode.
Yeah.
I
That's
would
the one I
push the
push
no
every
position
time.
hold one and see
You
if it
know,
pops up again.
Randy, I do remember that coming up, but only one time. So
It comes up every time I turn
That
it
doesn't scroll. That doesn't scroll at all, Randy. So you can
Nah.
push. Don't ask me this again.
let's see what Marcus says.
on. Nah.
yeah, I didn't get that on mine, John.
Oh, you know what? Your compass calibration is required. That might be why that's popping up.
Yeah,
Oh, good point.
It says it in the corner, but I mean, I thought maybe
I see it. It says compass
Yeah, right on
calibration
the
required.
top. Yeah, right
Well,
on
let's
the
go
top in
compass
the red.
calibration.
Keep more possum.
See what it
Welcome
does.
in. That's what I get. Jerry Bauer says. Jerry, is it giving you that same thing, compass calibration, or?
That's probably a good. That's a tip that we haven't really talked about, or I've heard anybody mention in a long time. But after you do firmware updates,
I
you
always
should probably go through and do your calibration,
I do.
all the calibrations.
I do the IMU. I do the camera. I do the
Yours
sticks.
didn't come up like that.
I don't know why it does. I don't know why it's doing. That's weird.
Well,
Hey guys, I'm gonna
I
run.
just put-
I'm gonna light some fireworks with the girl.
all right, Joe. We'll see
All
you,
right,
buddy.
all right,
See you
John.
guys.
Here.
Marcus, are you fired up?
Bye bye.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm all fired up, but ironically,
Yeah.
I went into my profile and my flight safety tips switch was on.
So
Yep,
they did
they-
reset it.
They reset it. Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
here's what I'm telling you.
Came up again.
Have you gone through your push the no position hold one and see if that does anything. Try going a different route.
It won't let me.
It probably.
It won't let you.
No.
What a
Oh,
weird
crap.
bug.
You just had a
That's it.
secondary screen that came up that you went out of real quick. I couldn't see it.
I got nothing here, guys. It's just showing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me try it one more time.
Jerry Bauer says, I've got mine on right now. So Jerry said he's getting the same, I think the same thing. Is he getting the same thing?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he said he is, right? All right.
Man, Marcus, if I was you, I'd sell that drone for $50. I'm just saying. So you don't have that problem.
well, if Max was in here, I might.
Yeah, Maddie, it won't let me push the no position hold.
Okay, what does it say right now, though?
It just says the same thing. Normal mode recommended.
All right, push normal mode. Push normal mode, and then what pops up after it?
The takeoff screen.
So have you tried taking off before seeing this thing pop up every time?
When I hit the takeoff button I don't use the sticks. When I hit the
Right.
takeoff button, that pops up.
Yeah, maybe do
So
another install. That's what John said.
So,
Maybe try to
yeah.
use, DJI.
What I'm asking is, since that thing has started popping up, have you flown the drone yet?
Yeah, several times.
Okay. I don't
Let me
know,
try
man.
to-
That's weird. I don't know.
Let me try to use the sticks to take off and see what it does.
Maybe. I don't know. Lon's in the chat.
Nah,
Lon, have you ever seen that, bro? I've never. I don't know. I've never seen that. No, I have no clue.
I think I do remember that coming up one time right after the update, but it doesn't
It does it when I hit the sticks and when I hit the button.
either.
Okay.
You know, all right. Let me ask you a question then. Do you have GPS satellites?
17 in the white.
They're in the white.
17.
Why is that making him choose normal mode over
Well, I
ADDI
mean,
mode?
Doesn't it always default to normal anyway? It doesn't matter what your switch is on when you take off.
Which is true.
Right.
But let me tell you what I didn't do that Gary did is I haven't tried to take off. I'm updating the battery right now. As soon as it's done, I'll try that.
I don't understand why that's doing that. That's so weird. I've never seen it before, so who knows?
I think I agree with. I think I agree with. I think I agree with John's suggestion, and
I'm with you right there, Koopy.
It's get the
Okay.
assist app and refresh the firmware on the drone.
There's two options right there. First, Lon asked if you have it in beginner mode.
Oh,
That's a good
go
to safety,
too.
and then another one is calibrate the controller.
That darn Lon, I tell you what, that's yeah. When you think about it, that would make sense.
Safety, go to safety in your camera settings. That's where the beginner.
I guess, Randy, when you flew it, did you go more than?
I get the same thing as soon as I hit the takeoff button.
So it is popping up on everything.
Yeah.
What about you? Check to see if you're in. Check to see if you're in beginner mode.
How do you know if you're in beginner mode?
It'll show. Oh, you know what? It's in your profile again. It's called novice mode, I believe.
What's beginner mode, Jerry said?
I don't want to be in novice mode.
I know that's why you have to go into your profile and check to make sure it's not checked on.
You go into settings.
So
yeah,
Marcus,
profile. Go to profile outside of the interface.
That popped up after Marcus.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking this is something with the updates. So you know what? It is what it is. It just gives you that. So you select it and you fly. Yeah.
Well, that might be stopping people from trying to take off with no satellites, or people making sure that you have satellites.
Well, it asks you if your propellers are installed correctly. So, maybe that's a legal thing for DJI.
It only comes up now and then, and that will come up even, that about the propeller.
Yeah, but you can check off, don't show me that again on the propeller one.
Yeah, you can't do it on this. I know. I've seen that one too, Maddie. You can't do it on this. It says it's recommended that you choose an open field to fly. Well, what the frick?
I think novice or beginner mode is why that's doing that. Maybe they may have it checked on.
Select hover mode. Yeah, well, okay.
Randy, did you go to your profile?
Oh, keep in mind that update has that new. Maybe it's a bug. Remember that update has that new feature where you can turn off the downwards, right? And
oh, that's true.
Yeah,
so that dialogue box sounds very familiar to that feature.
Says you're in novice mode.
Yeah, if they clicked on the safety tips, they probably clicked on novice mode as well. You're gonna have to turn it off.
How do you click on safety? How do you get it out of novice mode?
Profile in your profile.
Hey, I can tell you what though. I just fired up the props, both sticks down and in, and I didn't get it.
Go, Randy. Scroll down to settings.
My props are fired up right now.
Marcus, you got to turn the drone off, turn it back on, and then do it again.
Okay.
Randy, do you see settings? Yeah, is there anywhere in there that shows novice mode?
No.
Let me see where he's at.
You're going to make me get my RC. I don't have the RC2, but I mean, the interface is pretty much the same. It's the same app.
Go to your, Randy, go to your, do you see it? Novice mode?
No, it says replay beginner guide or something.
Yeah, that's what I think you're thinking of, Maddie, is the beginner guide.
Lon's going to check. He's going to fire his up, I guess.
Yeah, the other place you can look, Randy, is go to your setting or go to your safety settings in the camera interface.
Right.
It might be under that.
And by the way, Maddie, novice mode is on the Autel.
That's why I'm used to seeing it.
Yeah, that's why you're used to seeing it. Yeah.
Maddie's an Autel fanboy.
I like the Light Plus. It still don't fly good enough for me, but I like it.
I like that. Let me rephrase that for you, Maddie. I love the camera on the Light Plus.
Right.
That's what I'll say.
It's still not up to par with DJI with its light characteristics and stuff.
Yeah.
Nope. I can't slow down my gimbal and have a smooth stop. I can't do any of that.
Yeah, there's nothing about beginner mode or anything of that nature.
What about the in about section? Go to about.
I was looking at that too. I don't see it.
Nothing.
We got Lon checking it out. Booster FPV, welcome in.
Lon doesn't have the RC2 though, I don't think.
I don't know.
He's got the RC Pro.
Yeah, I have the Pro
see
and RC,
We
but
got the
keep
RC
in mind it's the same app. So all the menu options would essentially be the same. It's the exact same app.
John Flynn likes his Altel there. Yeah, it does take great photos.
You know, at the end of the day, I guess all it means is we got to click through one box. But
That's what I thought it was, something new.
Yeah.
But it should only ask you that once.
It might be a glitch. It might go away, and they'll probably with these new updates, they'll probably have an app version update in next week with them, knowing them with the apps.
And that's the only thing it comes up on is the Air 3. What about the Mini 4 Pro? Any?
Good question.
I haven't fired it up.
Good question. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. Was turning off that downward? Was that on the Mini 4 as well?
I think so.
It was mainly the same.
Yes.
I think it was on both.
Where's that at, Rod? I haven't even looked.
That is.
It was in the notes in the thing. I don't have one, so I don't know.
It's in safety, and then scroll down. I don't even have the damn.
Oh yeah, because Jerry's got the Mini 4 Pro. So
advanced safety settings.
Advanced safety settings, and it'll be right there. You'll see it at the bottom.
Air sense. Oh yeah, vision positioning, optical sensing. Oh no, that's everything though.
Line's updated. Hey, at least we got line to update. Look, he's just now updating.
No, that should only be the bottom sensors, Marcus.
I'll read. It says when disabled, aircraft relies only on GNSS to hover. Right. Omnidirectional obstacle sensing is unavailable, and aircraft will not automatically decelerate during descent close to the ground.
Yeah, that's it. So it turns everything off, apparently. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't turn everything off. Your sensors will still be good around it unless you turn those off in the safety menu.
That ain't what this says.
It says everything is off?
Yeah.
I don't think it shuts everything off.
I seen that.
It says let me read it to you. Omnidirectional obstacle sensing is unavailable.
Omnidirectional
sounds like everything to me.
Yeah.
So why the hell would you want to turn that off?
You're not going to be able to read it, but there it is.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
So does it still give you an option to turn them on and off in the safety menu?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It does.
The normal thing in the safety menu at the top.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess we have to go back to the old Mini 1 resolution for flying over water. Just tape aluminum over the sensor.
Right.
I've seen a couple people crash with are they trying to use a vision assist in the wrong way, or are they trying to get too close to stuff? I mean,
no, it's not perfect. It's not. Those things are not designed to fly like a Skydio.
Yeah, Lon says turn them off. You turn them all off. Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to fly low to the ground, you have no sensors whatsoever.
I think what they're doing is flying backwards and trying to fly out of the sensor, and they don't point straight back. They point to the sides. So you can't really get a good feel of your depth when you're backing into somewhere.
Yeah, because I've seen a couple. Well, there've been numerous crashes. I've seen people complaining about it, but
keep in mind, it's not summer. There's no leaves on the trees, and those freaking sensors do not see little limbs.
I preach that
regardless.
I preach that over and over again, and that's when I had that crash with the Air 3. That's what I always thought it would be. It'd be a little branch or something like that I didn't see, and that's why you could get.
I couldn't believe it was a wall. I could not believe it ran right into that wall.
Greg, happy New Year, Harley.
I have an interesting question about that because there's something that I wonder about that piece of code that they have in there for that, and that is, I'm surprised they don't have, because they have Hasselblad, right, and all those cameras, Canon, Sony, and all of them have some really damned good autofocus that seems to work whether it's a solid something or anything else and pick up. And I really wonder what their code is like as to why it didn't pick that wall up. Whether they're using a really, really old sort of contrast kind of protocol to figure that out.
Wild fluke.
I got a question for you, Rod. So could it have been? Could I have overwhelmed the CPU on the drone? In other words, as I was coming up to that wall, I was shooting in 4K 60 frames per second, right? So max resolution on the, so that's using processing power, right? And then also,
but this is the Air 3. That thing's got a
that's
good
true.
bloody.
There was a
processor on it.
tree to the side of it, so it was looking and avoiding that tree as well. I don't know. That's the
You're
only
the
theory
only one
I
I've
got.
You
ever seen
were
it happen
you were
to.
going so slow. You were going slow, Marcus. That even if the CPU was a little stressed, it still would have had enough CPU because you weren't moving fast.
Well, and then I proved it with other DJI drones that just went right over
Well,
the
yeah,
top.
your Air 3 is the only one I've seen do that. I think run into
It's
a wall
almost
like
as
that.
it's almost as their phase detect contrast code that they have something in it that there's a specific. Here's the other part, Marcus, about your other drones though. It could have been as simply the sun in a different position, bouncing a slightly different light, and they saw it. It could be a very, very specific color band that it just can't figure out.
That it just couldn't do. But I took the Mini 4 later on. I nosed it right up to the wall, pushed the stick all the way forward, and it had kind of nudged a little bit, and it sat there for a second. Then it popped straight up and went over the top. I mean, it was like, okay. It said, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go over.
Something confused it.
But it wasn't the exact same light condition.
That's true.
You know, 10 minutes later, the sun's in a different position. The light's bouncing off of a slightly different angle.
The other interesting thing is the Air 2S. It always, what I noticed on its APAS, it makes its moves a lot sooner. It seems like it's looking further ahead.
Yeah,
and
it does.
Starts moving up way sooner.
It does. When I used to do that to my house, I would start maybe 30 feet away, and as soon as I pushed the forward stick, it was already heading up.
Already moving up. Yeah.
Hey, Matty, you know, that Autel light, that light plus, it sends it's beeping like in mid sky, so you're not gonna ever hit.
I turn them off. I've never tried. Now, does that thing
doesn't have APAS? No.
But in tracking mode, will it go around anything?
Kind of.
I think I've seen that.
It has. It does not really have APAS.
Okay.
It breaks and it tracks better than the Nano, but it doesn't track.
And the answer is on tracking. Make sure there's no trees, no nothing around, regardless of what drone. If you're using it in an open area, tracking works fine. Yeah. If you're counting on it to go around trees, bushes, and everything else, it's iffy at best.
Unless it's a Skydio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matty, you got a question right there. What would make
my update 112.300 instead of 112.400? I don't know what he's talking about.
The app.
Is that when he had the trouble with
it? That's the app version.
I never
don't know what he means. I'm not sure what he means by that.
I agree, John. You might as well just turn it off. Yeah.
JC,
I showed Rod the way mine flies in winds down here when he was over here, and it acts really weird.
Yeah, Marcus does use metric. He does use metric.
Yeah, yours is doing something that mine hasn't done. So maybe the next time I come down, I'll bring my Light Plus and we'll do the same test and see if mine behaves the same way. Because I've not seen mine do that.
Chip will be here on Tuesday, John.
Yeah, mine arrives the same day, Matty. Mine
Yours
shows up
on
Tuesday. Yeah.
Bob Casey, come, Matty, we walked through it, and Matty,
yeah, he was stuck on 1.12.13, I believe it was 13, I think.
If you're on Google, just go to the Play Store and hit update.
No. He was using iOS. So Bob, you worded that differently. I didn't understand it when I read it. So when he went to his Apple store to try and update the app, because there was a new version, because I looked at it on my phone, it would not let him update it. It said open. That was it, or uninstall. There was no option to update it. So when he completely deleted it off his device and then reinstalled it.
It was right.
It was right. It was on 14, not 13, or 3,
Yeah.
not 4, or some shit like that. Either way, it was one behind.
It's kind of
But
strange.
that was the reason for the motors not arming, and that was just odd.
But Matty, you well, that's right. But you got Android, but you still keep that up to date anyway. You fly it.
Mine updates automatically when I open it, so I'm good with on Android. As soon as you open the Fly app, if there's an update, it automatically does it.
Koopy, let's say I help someone get the 4.5 RC1 on a Flywheel Explorer and 4.3 running. He said it flies great now. GPS works much better.
Cool. Yeah, I'm on 4.4, and I have the GPS coming, and I've heard stories that the M10 chips do not work well on 4.4. So I have to update my Betaflight on my quad.
So Maddie, you might want to talk to John about how to solder that, where to solder that. As far as I know, you just put it on one of the open UARTs.
Yeah. Just
for the
same
GPS.
thing you normally do. TX goes to RX, RX goes to TX.
Yeah. And that's why my Baby Hawk, I can't add it to the Baby Hawk because the Baby Hawk only has 2 UARTs. And so the ELRS is on one and the O3 is on the other. So you don't have an open UART on the flight controller.
I'd like to put one on my Skyliner, but it's so tight in there. I don't think you could get anything else in there.
Eddie Nunez, Happy New Year.
You don't want to put it in there anyways. You want to put it either on the front top or in the back because you want to keep it away from other electronics so it doesn't interfere with the GPS.
Like right here between the camera and the battery.
Mine's gone. I was thinking about the back of the quad but I have my O3 unit and my Crossfire receiver there. I may end up Velcroing it to the top of my Hero 11 Mini TPU mount. Maybe.
See, Marcus, we ain't got to worry about that,
Yeah, I'm gonna try the Mini 4 here and see if I get that.
Yeah, fired up. See if you get the same.
Yeah.
Happy. I saw Mr. Eddie Nunez and Stevie were morning up in. They were where Paulie and Charlie were flying this morning on the Sunrise.
And it seems like the M10 chips are faster than the DJI chips in picking up satellites.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what, I'm probably not going to use my GPS much. So a lot of FPV guys now that run GPS on their quads, when they turn their quads on, they let them sit there until they gain satellites.
You can set that in Betaflight. You can set that in Betaflight to 0 so you don't have to wait.
Yeah, but
Betaflight settings.
They'll just did that today, and he got. I think he's got it set till it's got to get 8 satellites, I believe, or 10 maybe. But it got him in a matter of seconds. It's got a.
Well, that's probably because he fired up more than once. Because once you fire up the first time, it's a cold start.
Yeah.
And then after you fire up again, they come right away. The cold start, yeah.
No, I'm talking about on the cold start. He got him pretty damn quick. So.
You might.
Oh, okay, Bob. So yeah, he thought that it kept. I thought it kept all of his media.
August, you get the same warning, or you haven't?
I'm just going in and turning off my flight tips here. Let me tell you in just a second here. Go.
Well, Bob, at least you're flying though. That's a good thing. It's flying.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I get the same thing on the Mini 4.
So now you never know if you don't know if
I think it's just a new safety feature they added.
It's on the app, yeah. It's just a new feature on the app. Maybe. $20 says on the next firmware update for the app, you won't see it.
Well, I'm like Marcus. I mean, if it's something that is one little click that you got to hit, it's no big deal,
I flew my Mavic 3 this morning. With the updates, the latest updates, which would be the same app version, it'd be that .14
and you
app version, and it's not popping up on that. So it must be something to do with the ability to turn off the downward sensor. Because the way that reads, to me, it reads like it's something with the downward sensor.
I do remember it. I remember that popping up, but the last couple times I fly, it didn't. And Lon is saying, "Where's Lon?" He said it might only do it a few times.
Yeah, it could.
August, I mean, you've flown a pretty good bit since the update.
Yeah, especially with the Air 3. So yeah, I don't know. I've flown the Air 3 a few times.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll throw something in and they throw that initial message up, and then you react to it, and then it never throws it up again.
Yeah,
But
it might be there. It might be there for people that want to take off quick or something like that. They're trying to, in other words, they're trying to encourage you to wait for satellites, etc. So that's not a bad thing, I guess.
John Coopy, will the drone hobby finally die? No, Mr. Coopy, you know better than
Now,
that.
when remember you said you couldn't touch the mode where it says like Addy mode, you might be able to do it if there's no satellites on the drone.
Could be.
But because you had satellites, it wouldn't let you. There's no point in doing it. It kind of blacks it out.
But yeah, Bob's saying, Marcus, Matty, I didn't realize he didn't, but it's just the app. It's nothing to do with the controller.
No, but he has a controller that uses his phone, so that's why he had to update his iPad and his phone.
Yeah.
It's all good though. We were excited when we got it flying. I thought maybe, oh boy, he might have to send this in.
Is John?
Well,
Coopy.
Randy, I guess it's not you. It's not just you. It's not a problem with your install.
Yeah,
Correct.
because I was wondering, like, what's going on?
John says some people out there would strongly disagree, Marcus.
Yeah, well, come on in here and tell us, John. I'm not sure what he.
What did he say? What did he say?
Where is it at?
When someday, I guess, when like I said earlier, if they pass legislation that just makes it so difficult to fly a drone, maybe, but I know that's not even here yet. Everybody was screaming about remote ID and hasn't changed the way I fly. I can tell you that. How about you, Rod?
I have an answer to this question.
Go ahead.
I don't have a date, but I have an answer to this question. When we're going to be pushed out of the sky, and the answer to that is when we finally have flying cars, and we're getting flying taxis,
right?
And getting drone taxis. Once we finally get flying cars, then I don't think we'll have drones in the sky.
Joe's in the back room, Johnny. Joe's in the back room.
Oh,
there you go.
I see you back there.
Hey, speaking of dropping off, I'm going to make room for somebody else. So,
all right, Marcus, have a great New Year.
Marcus. Have a good New Year.
Happy New Year,
Marcus. Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year, Marcus.
Happy New Year, Marcus. I was going to jump on and ask you a question, but this fireworks she lit 7 minutes ago is about the size of a shot glass. I think it's still freaking popping.
Still going.
Yeah, dang. Hey, so I was going to ask you, Matty. Let me show you my my quad. You can tell me where I can put my GPS unit.
Right here. Here's the GPS. You need one?
No, I know. I'm talking about on the quad. Hang on a minute.
I can already answer that question before even seeing your quad.
Okay. Where at?
Where at?
Your GPS has a plug.
Okay.
I would put a piece of Velcro on all of your lipos.
Okay.
Strap your lipo in. Let your GPS just hang from the flight controller. Put a piece of Velcro on the back of the GPS. When you put your lipo in and you power it up, pop the GPS on top of the lipo. That's
why
what
would you mount it, Matty?
Because if he may not have anywhere specific to be able to mount it. Now, a lot of people do it. Joe, you could always shrink wrap it to the arm.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Really?
But the problem is that there are issues out there with GPS chips and carbon fiber.
Yeah.
That would be the only issue. You could wrap the carbon fiber.
And vibrations wouldn't be good on the electronics.
No, not at all.
Is that the Demibot?
Yeah.
That's the Demibot. That thing looks so much bigger than mine. I was just looking at it like, man, those arms look really long.
Joe, honestly, get a 3D print for it. They make them.
For the GPS unit?
Yeah, they make it for the Demibot. Thingiverse will have a TPU print for a GPS, depending on the size, a 25 by 25 usually. And it's for the Demibot. Get that made, get it in, and then mount your GPS in the TPU where it's supposed to be.
Welcome in. I see Chuck.
Like this. Look, like this. Mine came with a TPU mount for the GPS on the back. See that?
Mm-hmm.
That's where.
And that's what's coming. And that's what's coming with mine. The GPS and the 3D print.
So that
on the Nazgul.
That 3D print came with the GPS mount?
Yeah, no, that 3D print came with the frame.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's the two spots I've seen them mounted is on the tail like that with the 3D print. And then I have seen a couple. There's one, Maddie, that where the camera mount is, they put a sort of a post looking thing and put the GPS up on top of the post.
Okay.
Towards the front of the drone.
Rod, can you answer that question I got up?
Isn't that the parallax effect? Parallax or bokeh? Bokeh. I don't know how to spell it.
It's the parallax. It's yeah, that's the bokeh.
Yeah,
and that is based on your aperture.
That was a vacation. I mean, Christmas.
The lower the aperture, the more blurred the background is going to be. The higher the aperture, everything is in focus.
He said Maddie got it. What did I?
Bokeh.
I said parallax first, and he said
the parallax is the thing with the
movement,
like the telephoto where the front's moving faster than the back or back's move. Yeah, that.
All right, Greg. Thanks for hopping in. Happy New Year, Greg. Holly TV.
I'll be honest. I've never seen bokeh on my drones. I don't care what I do with the aperture. But usually you're so high in the air, everything is in focus.
True.
I mean,
but that effect is awesome on like the Air 3 when they use that 3 times telelens. It looks cool as hell.
Oh yeah, the parallax, yeah.
Yeah.
Changes angle so they're steeper and your background appears to move much faster than the foreground.
Yeah, there you go. So it is background faster.
Joe, how's your manual flying? Oh shit, Joe ain't got no problem with no manual flying.
Should ask Johnny that question.
I got no problem with the Avata and manual. Love it.
Joe's been kicking ass, bro. I got to give it to him. He's been doing fantastic. And Johnny, you too, man. Rod, all 3 of you guys, bro.
Johnny, Rod, everybody
Randy.
coming around. Randy.
Yeah.
Hey, what though? The Avata's got some range. I was pretty far from the. I almost flew back to my house from the rugby field. So I tell you what, it was pretty cool.
Now Johnny's doing awesome.
And I'll still tell you, if you need more range, you want more reliability, get a set of $12 Yagis off Amazon and stick them on your goggles.
Yeah.
The other thing is run the ham file. Put the ham file in your goggles, which ups the
FCC hack.
Yeah, it ups the power on your goggles.
I run 1200 milliwatts on just that. I never change it unless I'm flying with other people. If there's like a group of us, then I'll drop it down to 700, which is default for DJI.
Yeah, you can't change that on the goggles too, though.
I run that on.
Integers.
Yeah, I know. That's
the ham file. It's either on or it's on.
Right.
Because you have to do a reset of the goggles to turn it off.
Green Bay's whooping Minnesota.
Green Bay's
whooping Minnesota.
17-3.
My team's got 1 touchdown and 6 field goals today. Yeah.
I know, bro.
Win.
Alabama or who do they play? Michigan.
Michigan.
Who? All right, Alabama. I say Alabama.
Matt,
yeah, Alabama.
College football? No, not me.
No, you don't. Joe,
nope. Matty, them Dolphins better beat the Bills next weekend so the Ravens can win the division.
Bro, we've
my wife's a Bills fan.
We've owned Buffalo this year. We've absolutely owned them. So I'm good with that.
That's all we need. We need the Bills.
I'm telling you right now, you're gonna see what you saw today between the Dolphins and the Ravens is a preview of what the AFC Championship's gonna look like.
Of course,
it's gonna be those. It'll be those 2 teams in there.
I hope it turns out the same way.
Well, probably not. Well, it probably will because it's going to be in Baltimore.
In Baltimore, yep.
So, I believe
we ain't there yet, boys.
Yeah,
there's 7 teams in each conference.
I know.
Don't even start talking about AFC and NFC championships.
Hey, you're the one.
It ain't going to be these guys, but
hey, Kansas City, they're looking all right. Their defense is holding up.
They're looking mediocre at best.
How is that? How are the Dolphins done? How?
The Dolphins are done, Bob says.
I think he's giving you shit because he knows they ain't done.
I think he's giving me shit too. You know what? I'll be happy. Listen, bro, it's been 15 years since we have won the AFC East. I'll be okay. 15. 15 years. 2008, bro. 2008.
Wow.
Was our last AFC East
The
championship.
Patriots have won it like God knows how many times.
Them and Buffalo have dominated the AFC East.
Yeah. Chiefs won their division today for the 8th consecutive, baby. Come on.
Time. Yeah, I saw that.
Let's go.
They've got
the surprising one is Denver. You know, Denver started off so bad, and then they started winning.
Yeah.
So you know they're not going to playoffs, but it's like they ended up being kind of respectable in the end.
Let me tell you something about that coach. He's a dick.
But he wins.
Yeah, he won because he had Drew Brees here.
I don't know about them Cowboys. Looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Sean Payton, yeah.
Dallas is number 1 team in the NFL right now.
The Niners.
Yeah.
Besides the Ravens.
I think it's going to be Ravens, and I think it's going to be Ravens. And, I'm going to say Ravens and Bills in the AFC Championship.
Are you kidding?
So, Joe.
No, I'm not. I'm just making a prediction.
Joe, the bigger question: are you a Swiftie?
What the fuck's a Swiftie?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Me and this guy are gonna go at it now through text messaging on the next couple weeks. Yeah, it's on like Donkey Kong now, bitch.
Joe, you know what a Swiftie is. Come on now.
I know. No, I'm not. I have 2 daughters, 15 and 9. Yeah, I know what Swiftie is. Nah. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. And the NFC, I loved seeing Philly lose today. And I'm not a big Cowboys fan, but I love seeing them clinch the division over the Eagles. I love that. Yeah, I love that. That was good.
Ravens, Bob says.
Right. I think it'd be really cool to see Joe Flacco take the Browns to a Super Bowl and win it. I think that would be pretty awesome.
Hey, how about Flacco and the Browns? How about Flacco and the Browns versus the Ravens in the AFC Championship against his old team?
You're doing everything.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to talk shit to you. I'm just saying, like, no. Well, Flacco used to be with the Ravens. You know, it'd just be like that'd be good. Be classic.
It's going to be Baltimore and anybody else but the Dolphins.
I would love to see the Dolphins win a Super Bowl again. It's been way too long. They need another.
Yeah, I would too. They've got a great team, but they're not strong enough to take out.
It was before you were born, right? Wasn't it 71? Was their last 72. One? 72.
72. They went undefeated.
The team's only been alive since 1970.
Didn't they?
Dan Marino doesn't have one.
Didn't they win one in 73 though? I mean, I know that it was
72 is the only Super Bowl season, and 72 was the only undefeated season as well.
Yeah, I am aware of this. Yeah, the undefeated 72 Dolphins, but I thought they won one prior or one after that. But like, okay, you would know more than me on that one.
Nope.
We won January 1970 Super Bowl 4, and then 54, and then 57.
We have
a 50-year gap.
In 1970, we have 15 AFC Championship wins, but only one Super Bowl win since 1970. Yeah.
Marino never won one, and him and the Marks both should have won one when he had the Marks.
One of the Hall of Famers that never got one and more than deserved it.
Yeah,
Marino. Oh, sure.
Marino. Yeah,
Marino. 100%.
It was 85. Last time they went was in 85.
Yeah, let's see. It was Mark Duper and Mark. Who was the other Mark?
Clayton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang, you brought me back to 1985, dude. Holy mackerel.
I agree 100%, Bob. Now, there's quarterbacks that are so damn good now. They're breaking records that put Dan Marino way in the back of the line, but he's still the best, in my opinion.
Yeah. Sports evolve. Rules change and everything for, stats and records to be broken. I mean,
he was on the sidelines last weekend. When they're at home, he's there. He's on the sidelines.
Has a lot to do with evolution, too.
They're playing 18 games instead of 16 now, so,
By the way, the Miami is at home.
They're just 18 weeks.
They are in Miami next weekend, so that's a good thing.
They're playing 17 instead of 16.
Yeah.
One more game.
Hey, guys, don't forget to go out and vote for the Drone of the Year on Drone Nation panel.
Hey, now.
And I have it on the
Air 3
too. So
no. 03. You should just put the 03 on there for the FPV guys.
Get me bot.
Just put the 03 air.
03 air unit. There you go. Yeah. Drone of the Year. in case you forgot, hit the thumbs up, Bob.
If you're in the FPV world, that is the drone of the year. The 03.
You know, it's weird. I almost think
Joe and I was talking, man, the Integra goggles and even the whole DJI system. I mean, I really see better out them goggles than I do with my eyes. It's amazing.
Isn't that sick? I can see every blade of grass when I'm flying low.
I feel like the 03 air unit on the Carbon Quad is actually a little bit better than the one on the Avata.
Are you serious?
I do.
Wow. Okay. Cool. I can't wait to get mine in the air, man. I
feel like it's a little bit cleaner.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that may be. That's probably a psychological effect.
Could be.
Because they're essentially the same exact camera, but
they are different. What I say. If you look at them side by side, they're different.
And which one is that, Randy?
The 03 on my Skyliner.
Oh, I got you.
If you look at the one on the Avata, they're actually like they're almost like a different size. The SD card spots in a different place and everything.
Right, the air unit's different because the Avata has when they built it, built it
camera, as far as I know, the
camera and the camera cable is exactly the same.
Yes,
it's probably the camera's but that's what I feel like. Well, yeah, I do fly them with different goggles,
different times of day, different locations. It all depends. That's why I say everything's so subjective.
Hey, Maddie,
the 03 light.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this pretty soon because I know Bill will be going live, and I don't want to interfere with. I know they do their regular Sunday night, and I know we were just a little bored. I want to thank everybody for hopping on tonight and spending an hour and a half or so, and I want to wish everybody a happy New Year, of course, and
stay safe, guys, please.
Have a fun show. We got Mr. Marcus Crawford, and I'm sure I will hop on the stream a little bit, or coming over to Bill's stream. Him and Art and his crew, they'll be on there, Beauchart, and they'll be in the next 10 minutes or so. So I know Bill's been working a lot. So
yeah, he might be a little bit late because he's coming from his dad's, but it
Lon says, "Oh shit, it is Sunday." Yeah, it is Sunday.
Yeah, it is. But, and a Monday that we all get off. Well, I think most of us get off.
Yeah, I called Captain Joe today, and I said, "Joe, let's go flying tomorrow." And he goes, "Tomorrow's New Year's." I said, "Shit, I was thinking, just regular Monday. I didn't even think." So we're gonna probably go.
I'm going flying tomorrow. I don't care.
Yeah, well, he's gonna spend some time, and my whole crew is going to Orlando. They're going to Disney World tomorrow, so I'll be keeping.
Hey, the good news is it's supposed to be sunny here.
I got 3 chickens, 1 turtle, 1 cat, and 2 dogs to take care of. So
there you go.
In 2 different houses, so I'll be busy.
Wow, you got quite the variety of pet food.
Yeah, no lie. Well, I just feed all one kind. I ain't
bro, it's 56 degrees down here right now. That's freezing.
It was 40 here this morning. So
yeah, this is nuts.
All right, Maddie, thanks for hopping on. Rod,
had fun, buddy. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
See y'all go.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, guys.
Same. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
I want to stick on a few minutes in the back. I'll end the stream, but we can talk.
All right, cool.